Amy gets eaten by her dog. Theater with the mayor, and we bought a school. All this and more on today's Brilliant Observations. Do, 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 do. Hi, Amy.
That was Good Morning, Melissa. That was bad harmony just for you, friend.
And I'm in bad lighting, but that's okay. I don't care.
It's not bad.
I don't care.
Hi. How are you? Hi.
Hello, my loveski. What is going on?
I'm having water trouble. I'm really over it. We have the guest bathroom toilet has a jiggle handle. Do you know about the jiggle handle? Where you have a toilet and you flush the toilet. And the toilet does all that it's supposed to do, but then it goes...
I know of the toilet where you flush it, and then after you flush, you lift the handle back up so it forms the seal again.
You got to jiggle the handle.
Yeah.
And I find that to be so distasteful. And I've, in quotes, had it fixed several times by people who live here, by people who were hired here. We have an unexpected guest in the guest strut, and the only reason this is irritating is, global water, wasting water, sure. I can hear it. In my bathroom, there is some quirk where I can hear something. It's like, is somebody taking a shower? What could, if you're in the bathroom, okay, if you sit there, if you're in the bathroom, you can hear something in the background going, and so then you begin thinking, what is that? What is that? Oh, it's the jiggle handle. And it makes me enraged. And I'm not going to go wake up my guest.
Is it just running water because the seal isn't tight? Okay.
But listen, I just don't like the waste or the noise. I don't like hearing it. I'm very sensitive to being able to hear shit like in the walls. When it's raining outside, sometimes I can hear the rain in the ductwork, like hitting the ductwork it reverberates from the outside. You can hear it. So I'm crazy, but I don't like it.
What do the voices in your head tell you what to do about that?
As long as they're clean. How are you, Melissa?
My friend Monica was between houses around her wedding. I think listeners of the podcast know it was years ago, but I was still recording at the time. And she and her fiance and then husband were living in our basement for a while. And it was kind of a treat. Like it was summerish time. So the kids went away and it was like two grown couples living together. And it was fun. Weird and wonderful at the same time.
It's like a very roomy apartment building.
Yes. Yeah, it brought me back. It was nice. But they had the basement. We shared the middle floor and we were upstairs. So it was kind of nice. And, they pack up and they leave after they buy a house and everything's ready for them. And they're like, by the way, something's living in your walls. And then they leave.
Oh my
I'm
God.
like, wait, what?
Okay, tell me what was in the walls. What was
I
in
don't
the walls?
fucking know. They're like, when we lay in bed, we can hear like when the water flushes and this and that because all of the works are behind the basement walls. And then they're like, and then there are the animals. And I'm like, what the fuck? So
the
I don't know.
Animals?
Yeah, I don't know. They're like, it's a squirrel or something.
But you heard about Prince with somebody in the fucking wall. You heard about that one, right?
With what?
There was a woman.
Yeah.
Prince. You know Prince.
I knew Prince.
He was in a hotel and he called his people and said, there's a woman in the fucking wall. You got to get up here. And they're like, it's a hotel, Prince. How much have you been? And he's like, I'm serious. And it went on and went on and went on. And he finally got them to come in and investigate. And there was a woman who had somehow concealed herself behind the drywall in the room of the hotel. Fucking crazy woman in Prince's. They cut her out. A fucking woman. And then he's like, I told y'all, bitches. Yep. People's crazy for Prince. So I don't know if you really had animals downstairs trying to get at your guests.
That is batshit crazy.
Can you imagine? I don't even like the peephole in the hotels. I cover the peephole. That's my first go-to move.
You mean the reverse peephole? Wasn't it Erin Andrews?
Well, I take the... I don't know.
Do you
we cover
story?
This all the time because I'm so crazy. You only because you told me. The person or I heard about it on the news, and I'm like, I know that my stalkers are going to come and try and watch me while I get dressed. So I better take this do not disturb sign and Jimmy racket so it's up there covering this hole. All right. Well, how are you, dear?
I came up with a brilliant idea. I would like to increase the interaction with our listeners, with your listener.
Can't even say it with a straight face. That sounds great.
So here's what I'm going to do. Dear listener.
Giving out blowjobs.
Are you?
No, I'm saying this is a pro tip if you want to, increase the engagement. Did you have a different idea?
I did, but let's talk about yours.
Let's hear it. All ideas are good ideas. I don't want to do that work. So it's a job for a
It
reason.
is a job.
Let's hear your idea. Maybe
So
it's more palatable.
here's what I'm going to do. And I was going to do it weekly, but if we get a lot of response, I could do it more often than weekly. Sit down.
Oh.
Yeah, I know.
Got it.
I am going to post lyrics. And dear listener, you are going to give us the next line in the song.
I love it. 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 I will fail.
Hey, and there's no Googling because, I mean, iTunes makes
Google
everything.
Can suck a dick.
Right.
I love it. Yeah.
I want you to do this activity, sing the next line, write the next line, without researching. What the fuck was Melissa High? What ride did she do this morning that she's quoting Barbie Girl by Aqua?
That's a follow up. That's a fun. What?
Barbie? Yeah, I wrote.
Are these two things? Is that a song? And is that
a group? I did ride this morning to Aqua's Barbie Girl. I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world.
Oh,
it's so fantastic.
Okay.
And I'm plastic. Yeah, that's the one I listened to this morning.
And
I thought about it because my first one, which I'm now not going to do, was you can brush my hair and something like touch me everywhere. And I was like,
ew,
I was like, that is a lyric. Right.
Yeah,
so
no,
I'm not going to do that now, dear
with
listener.
their Barbies. No. Mm-mm.
So, well, we have friends who had sticky Barbies for years and never commented on why, but
cat piss. No, not doing that. I'm also not going to do that. Hey, I don't know about Peloton, but I've heard on these internet streets that Cody Rigby, is that the right
Rigsby,
person?
Yeah.
Sounds like a fucking tampon. Cody Rigby likes, God bless you.
I
Cody
tried
Rigby
to silent sneeze. Yeah.
Has a ride called You Could Be a Hoe If You Want To.
Is that true?
Yes. And everybody was like, I love this ride. It gets me so pumped up and I laugh my ass off and I burn my ass off when I ride. You could be a hoe if you want to. I was like, okay.
I'll look for it.
I'll
look for it. I enjoy him. I didn't used to. I thought he was too much. But I think right now he's just enough. I think
I tend to like too much. Too much is my milieu.
You said that in a previous podcast. You made a comment like, I like, I'm good with, and I like things on the fringe. And I thought, what does she mean by that? And you're like, well, just before things get absolutely crazy, that's my wheelhouse. And I'm like, all right.
Yeah. Huh. When you got 9 people in a VW bug and you're going around the turn too fast and you're up on 2 wheels and it really could flip over at any moment.
That's
or
your wheelhouse.
Land back on 4 wheels. That's
your pocket.
My philosophy. Yep. That's my philosophy.
We used to talk about getting a neighborhood. I mean, we called it the SAC, the cul-de-sac, this group of friends. We used to talk about finding a waterfront-ish or walk to waterfront-ish area. And we would all get tiny little bungalows or little areas in a cul-de-sac or houses and have one that's like a clubhouse. So all of our friends, as we grow old, we could Golden Girls it, and slowly we kill our husbands. I mean, they gently pass away with time. And there we are, this group of friends still together, still really close, still enjoying each other's company.
I'm so there for it. But do the husbands have to die? Can some of the husbands are good?
Most of the husbands are good.
Right.
But I think it's just like 90s longevity. I think it just happens. Women live longer.
If they're going to self-select out because of their
No, I mean, we're just going to age and
drinking.
die. Natural causes.
Well, Suits the toe tapper. Got it. Love this segment. Yes.
So I saw a story this week that had these guys buying a school.
Huh?
And after they bought the school, it went for like $30,000 to sell this school. It was
that's nothing.
Ridiculous. But it's still a cinder block school. Right. But it's like we bought a zoo, but it's a school. And it's just a cinder block nightmare. But he is changing these rooms into apartments.
I had a client do that. She bought it for the cafeteria and turned that into a restaurant. And her long-term vision was to turn the whole thing into like a co-work play space. But it's still...
And then COVID hit.
It's, yeah. And like at its heart, it's like, yeah, but it's also like... that's not elementary. Like, do you really want to? It doesn't start out. It wasn't quirky when it began, right? You got to put a lot of
You
A lot
do.
of Clorox, something.
You do. It's a deep, deep clean. But the idea that there's a gym where we could
A proper
go,
basketball court. Yeah.
yes, where we could go and play, and there's a little studio where we could continue to record. Dear listener, don't worry that when we move into the school, we're gone and we're gonna.
There is a theater.
There's
there has
a
to be a theater.
stage,
There's an
right?
art room. There's an art room with supplies.
There's everything. There's everything inside that school. Why?
I want a school. Why can't I buy a school? Why does it only cost $30,000? That's nothing.
I'm just introducing it as an alternative to the SAC, which is what the 10 of us have decided to call our retirement plan, the SAC. So instead of the cul-de-sac, can we buy a school?
Yeah, and I want one in an affluent area so that there's lots of space. We don't have to live like on the same wing as each other, and that gives you a little bit more room. The bathrooms are going to be a problem, but I could redo the bathrooms. I don't want a school bathroom for myself. That's gross. They were gross to begin with.
No, but you know our theory. We've discussed our theory on the lobby bathroom, right?
Well, that's your theory because you're very polite and also have frequent exit plan. So...
Well, we send our husbands to do their dirty work in the lobby bathroom because the rest of us are usually in a hotel room and don't want to eat whatever they're giving off, like in the tiny room. So at this house we're building at the shore, we named the powder room the lobby bathroom. So all the things that
You have a separate doucery on like the first floor?
Yeah.
Really?
A powder room. And I made it very clear that that is where... the gentlemen who leave treats.
It's the poop palace. It's the poop palace. It's
Correct.
the doucery. I'm making you a sign that says doucery.
Well, I have a lot of signs going in that bathroom.
Oh my God, this whole thing with the poop art.
I love it. I have a lot of signs going in the lobby, in the lobby bathroom.
Oh my Lord.
The builders called us and they're like, "What's up with the lobby?" I'm like, "Oh, let me explain. When you and your wife and your
family... Do you
family...
know how your poop stinks like a toxic waste dump? And I don't want that in my beautiful new white and blue house. Yes.
And bedrooms are super small at shore houses. And if your bathroom's attached and you're so... lobby bathroom it is, my friends. So how do you think we could get a school? How do we do it? Like real estate?
I don't know. If it's $30,000, I think the problem is... Where was this school? Was it like in, Cattle Junction, Arkansas? Like what? Get this, because that's a factor. That's a factor.
That's true.
And I also will tell you that they're kind of cold and gross. Like it's, what are you gonna? I don't know about all that stuff. It's kind of I don't really feel like I ever had the allure of living in a school bus. Or one of these conversion vans that are,
like
people saying tiny living. It's like, no, it just feels sad. It doesn't feel like what anybody would want. So, but the school idea, if it was like a groovy school, I can't imagine that it would be 30. Maybe it's $30,000 because it's filled with asbestos.
Or ghosts.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a haunted school.
Maybe it's ghostbestos. I don't want either of those
Maybe
things.
it's both. Ghostbestos lives here.
He's the ghost of lung cancer past.
Is he paying mortgage? Because if he is, I'm fine with it.
Ooh.
Now we know how our husbands die. Good to know. Hey, you said your dog bit you. What were you doing to him to make him bite you?
Bit me. Well, I was poking him in the eye with a long stick.
That'll do it.
I was kidding. We were playing. It was completely accidental. Truly. I don't like to play tug. I don't like to play tug. I don't like the kids to play tug. I like to play drop. I don't want to be pulling.
Mommy
yes,
will throw
the whole
it.
idea is if I have to get in there and go har, 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 with you, that's exactly the wrong idea.
Right.
But it has evolved. And the oldest, of course, is at college. And he was king of the tug. And so doggy Missy tug. So, come on, mommy, tug, 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 tug. So we have a particular toy that's okay to tug with. That's it. And it's one of these long rubber toys. Sounds like I'm describing a dildo. So
I got it.
It's bent in the middle, kind of like a hub, and then there's the two long segments. And he puts it in his mouth and shakes his mouth and hits himself with it. Bah, 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 bah. And then I grab the other side and I pull. And we har, 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 har. So this is going on. And then at the exact moment that I tried to get a better grip on my side, he tried to get a better grip on his side, and we both slid toward the middle. So he slid his mouth toward the middle of this toy.
With an aggressive chomp. Yeah.
Slid my thumb toward the middle of this toy, and he went into my thumb in a super ouchy way. because I thought he went through the nail of my thumb. Like that's how it felt. Yeah. But
so what's
come
the
to find
damage?
out, after about 4 minutes when I was able to actually look,
Speak again.
because it hurt so bad, I just grabbed it and ran to the sink. The tooth probably hit the nail and then slid right into the fleshy part. So it was right where your skin meets the nail. So it's actually worse than if he had gone through.
Let me ask
nail.
you, does it need to be drained? Is it black under the nail and dying?
It's not black. It's super bloody, and it is connected to every nerve in my body, and all the nerves on the planet
Wow, that hurts.
are all right in the center of my thumb. And I'm not sure if you know this about your thumb.
Yeah.
It's involved in a lot of your activities.
You think
you
so?
use it for everything. I can't wash my hands properly. Okay? I can't hold a cup of coffee. I can't hold my phone. I can't drive. I can't fix my glasses. I can't put my hair behind my head. I can't sit in a chair without staring at my thumb going bong, 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 bong.
Do you feel your pulse in there? Is this getting infected? Have you seen someone?
Boo-boo finger. No, it's not. No, I flushed it all out and put Neosporin on it and wrapped it up. And
So
went
it's
about my
open.
day.
It's open.
Yeah, it's
okay.
It's
Because a
still
closed
going
wound
to,
like that, I think you need to open, says Dr. Melissa.
It's a straight up puncture.
Okay,
it was
good.
a fjonk.
Okay.
And the skin has it's not a clean one. So I got to just wait for it to do whatever it's going to do and then deal with it. But what are they going to do? They're going to stitch my skin to my nail? Like
No,
it's been
absolutely not.
separated.
No.
Yeah, it's been separated. I just get to wait now. It's like, I'm James Bond and I had a scorpion sting me and I still go on with a fight scene. Every time I get hurt like this, I think to myself, how unrealistic it is, because I got scraped by a dog. I mean, it was a legitimate big deal, painful, and it still really, really hurts. It's actually debilitating. Okay. At the same time, I got a fucking boo-boo finger, and these people are like falling off the top floor of the Empire State Building or something.
Rolling
and then they
keep
hit
on
the ground
running.
and like straighten their cuffs. And here we go. Yeah, it's like, woof.
I think about that a lot.
On impact. I'm like, come on. And at the same time, I'm here for it.
I think about that a lot, about how any one of the tiny hits or falls, any of the people in any of the shows I'm watching, if I took any one of those, I would not have moved.
You scraped my ankle with your toenail. I'm done!
The dog pushes off of your foot to run outside, and those nails into your foot.
Nuclear war is no longer averted because I am on the ground and that's it. I'm
Screaming. And they're like, they fell from the third floor, rolled in a tiny little awning, right? They land on their side. Their side? That's it for me. I would bleed out.
Yeah. We're done. We're super done. So between that and the fascia blasting, I'm not having a good time. I'm super not having a good time.
When the kids were little and they would only eat chicken tenders and French fries, and we would go to restaurant. I remember being on Sanibel Island with the kids, and I think it was Ethan who went to hand Stewart a French fry, like just being so fucking cute, and he was holding it with his finger, like in
don't tell me that big dope bit his fucking finger.
He bit his kid's finger.
Oh my God, you're so
he was
fucking
he was trying to be silly and be like, "Oh, I'm gonna get that French fry," and he leaned over to.
You're so cute, I could eat you. Hark.
And then he did. Like, is that how the story ends? And then he did. He ate his son. And then
enjoy therapy.
The look on his face, the melting, the cries, the screams that started. It was an accident. Butters did not mean to hurt you. My husband did not mean to eat my son. All of these things happen, and the dog did not mean to kick off of my foot, leaving 3 puncture holes in the top of my foot. They're all accidents, but guess what? Accidents fucking hurt a lot, and it's shocking. So let me lick my wounds, let my son cry and have reason for therapy. And what did Butters do once he realized he hurt you?
He didn't actually realize it. It hurt so much. My go-to move when something is uncomfortable is nuclear Armageddon. I go insane. My go-to move when things are my go-to move when things are deadly serious is
quiet.
Hyper
She goes
calm.
deep and quiet. Yeah, she is the hunt for Red October.
I was silent. I stopped what I was doing. I clamped my hand over the thumb, tried to stand up because I couldn't, he was still on top of me, like the way we were sitting and everything else. So I disentangled myself, walked over to the sink, and I was just weeping, and just silent, blood dripping down. That's it. Quiet. And I love that because I don't want to immediately say, rah, 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 and then he doesn't understand. I mean, I don't even think he was aware.
It's like an Andy line. Ouch! He didn't mean it.
I don't think he was even aware that he caught a piece of human flesh. That toy is very springy. Do you know what I mean? So there was zero intent behind it. So there's no reason to shame him about it.
As opposed to Stu, when I'm like, what does it taste like to eat your son? What does it taste like?
You are so mean.
Does he taste good? Because I thought I'd eaten him many times. What does he taste like?
I bet you do this now. When delicious. Edgar is off in college, I have to call him Edgar now because I'm going to laugh my head off. I was talking to my darling Brian. I don't remember what the fuck. We were talking about you. We were talking about you for some reason because we always,
It's my favorite.
And I don't know what came up. Maybe it probably makes sense that we were talking about University of Pittsburgh. And so that looped us all the way back around. And he just busted in and he goes, well, how is Edgar doing? I mean, I know. He goes, I know his name's not Edgar. What's his fucking name? And I'm like, his name is now Edgar.
You guys are perfect for each other. How is Edgar going?
How is Edgar?
Well, Brian, since you don't listen, he's fantastic.
That short African-American boy, Edgar.
Yes, that tall white boy. Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, Edgar.
Hey, we did get some feedback this week about the Finnish penis.
Wow.
The feedback was first of all, he's a moron as his penis froze twice. We discussed this last week. But the other feedback was, I mean, I don't know how many penises you know. Okay. No, it's a weird word to use now that I think about it.
How long do we have? Okay.
Get it?
Go ahead.
The issue is the penis must have been very large, right? It must have been because a lot of the penis could take the internal let's stay warm theory. There's the shrinkage, it could be as big as whatever or as small as it needs to be, but if it is outside, so far outside the man's body that it with its sweat, wiki, whatever.
So they're trying to give him credit for the shrinkage.
They're trying to give him credit for having an enormous penis and not having enough
even
shrinkage.
With the shrinkage, you still had a tip.
So far out of its sackable ability. Is that a phrase? Is that a thing?
I feel like
no. You're not buying it.
I'm sure that scientifically that this makes some kind of a sense. Penis-typically, I'm sure that the body of penis research might, bear this out. Still, I gotta say, just because you're packing doesn't mean you deserve it. If you're that fucking stupid that you can't protect what you got, I kind of say I don't care that it's big. And I think people are trying to make up for enough. You're so stupid.
He is very stupid.
Let's give him a big dick.
I froze my penis twice.
Right. Because how sad would it be if it was micro penis, slips off in the, ice bath Olympics or whatever the fuck he's doing. That brings me all the way around to the dog leg of Pete Davidson. Do you think that he's got the world's biggest penis? Because how does he get with all these ladies? Is it because he's crazy and they like crazy? I maintain it's probably because he's got a dick like a femur. I mean, what else could it be?
I don't know
he's
that
with Kim
I find
Kardashian
that
now.
I don't know that I find that appealing.
A big dick or crazy?
Too big of a. I think women definitely want to fix men, and he is definitely broken. So I'm sorry.
Point of order, Senator. You don't like a big penis? Like what? You think it can be too big?
I do think it can be too big. I do.
Okay.
I do. I think there's a. I mean, where is he putting it? Like, I do think that it can be too big. I don't think you really can have one too big for a vaginal opening. But any place else it wants to go, be or live,
yes.
there are definite intimidating factors.
No, and it's there is an intimidation, and they can be too big. But I don't know. I guess, and let's just be honest. I've been handling the same set of merchandise now for 38 years. It's a long time. So,
wow.
But I'm also, I mean, I don't know, but
it's a long time to be handling merchandise.
It's a long time, and Lifetime guarantee. Holds up. I'm just here to tell you. I mean, when I think big penis.
Yeah.
This is the title
Which
of the episode.
Which is often. Yeah. Tell me what you
We
think.
have our show title. When I think big penis, I really only think about length. Because I envision perfect girth, but then just forever. It's like, that's the thing.
Because you have a sore throat and you need another swipe.
Listen, just don't. Come on. But otherwise, because I don't think big penis, it could mean a tree fucking stump that's 5 inches long. Nobody wants that shit. Ouch. You know, that could count as big. Big can mean a lot of things. Big could be scary and gross. I don't ever. Why would I think about a scary?
I don't know
gross
how we
penis?
got into this conversation, but I once had a roommate who came home from a date.
Okay.
The next
And
day.
then what happened? Yeah.
And she said his penis fit perfectly inside me like we were meant to be, like Legos.
Oh, honey.
She didn't marry him.
Good.
She didn't marry him. But
well, there is more to the thing. I mean, to be fair, that's not the only variable. It's a pretty big one, but it's not the only variable.
like Legos.
Mm-hmm.
I was like,
It's
really?
Yeah.
How do you
Sometimes
quit that?
There's a little tool, and you got to get them unstuck. Did you ever get that tool?
Well, once you hear the click, yeah.
Woo!
Once you hear that click.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
We started playing a new game in our house on two fronts called What Is That Smell? Have you ever played this game in your house?
Sadly and unwittingly, I'm frequently the participant in this game.
Have you ever won? Have you ever lost?
Yes. I think they're one and the same. I think they're one and the same.
Okay.
That's
fair.
it.
Fair. One
what
of
happens
them.
in your house. Yeah.
I was sitting on I got from Target, from like the Opal House brand that they have, which has super cute, kitschy, fun stuff. I got a mat. I thought of it as a dog-ish bed. My dogs are getting older and I want them to just be comfortable, and I don't always want them on the fucking couch. So to give them another place to be, because we have a lot of dogs and a lot of people, and during COVID,
a lot of places to be. Yes.
when we were all in one room, it's kind of hard with us 4 and them 3 and the whole, right. So 7 people, whatever. So I got this really thick down mat, and you can lay it on the ground. You can sit it up. You can fold it in half and sit up, whatever.
It's like a purple mattress covered with fur. Like these dog mattresses now are very springy.
This one's kind of a person mattress. I feel like this is something a floofy person would have purchased to send their kids to daycare as a nap mat kind of thing.
It's like those apartment advertisements in Germany. It says, with a small closet, perfect for pet or tiny child.
Exactly. It's universal usage. Yes.
Oh.
So we had those leaky windows, it seems.
Yes.
So I was sitting there and, what is that smell? So I was like, I think it's this mat that I'm sitting on, and I'm going to wash it. So I wash it and I sniff it again, and it smells. And I wash it and I put it back in. I take it apart. I put this in, the cover, whatever. The leaky windows for, 4 years, water, I guess, had seeped into this thing and never really, it must be mildew. It must be, I don't know, we could be dying from, it was so fucking gross. It was foul. Stuart said, I watched you wash that 3 times. Let me smell it. Because he has there's a dirty diaper within 60 yards. I smell it, and he can't smell a fucking thing.
Right. Yes.
So I put it up to his face like it had chloroform on it, and I was about to bring him home.
And even the face, you guys, I just have to stop, because she's like, she had a look on her face that was almost sexual in its anger. It was like, you want to smell it, motherfucker? And so it's like, here you go. Mama gonna bring it.
I'm just saying I was frustrated from having washed this thing several times and still get hit in the face with. It turns out it was so fucked from the inside, so I had to bag it up and throw it out. I worked so hard because I loved it, but nerp. So there's another smell now in our house, and I can't find it. So I have won and lost on that front, like you said, and the other front is just still a mystery to me. I don't know what to do or how to find it.
What do you think it is? What does it smell like, dare I ask?
I want to say my Nana. So a little bit old lady, a little bit maybe mothball-y, a little bit I don't know what the smell is, but I put air freshener, which is a coverant, if you will, because that's a word. But I have to dig. I have to dig into that guest room. And I had company coming the other day to stay over. And I thought, I really need to figure this out. And then by just a weird whatever, my girlfriend came for one day and didn't stay over. So, an ice storm was coming. So they had to head back up to Maine super fast. So I just got to spend a day and not an overnight with her. And I was like, oh, does that mean I don't have to find the smell in the guest bedroom?
That's right.
Exactly what it meant.
Small miracles. It sounds to me, this is potentially a job for damp rid. This is potentially a job for...
Is that a company that finds wet things and dries them out?
I think this might be a lingering, I don't want to say words like mold, mildew, all these kinds of things, but that kind of off stale smell. Sometimes it's just about some activated charcoal, shut the thing, and hope for the best. Like if you can't physically blast it with fresh air forever, like if you can't leave windows open in that enclosed space for 5 days.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's a complete recirculation of all the air, and barring that, it's a filtering of the air through some sort of mechanism like an activated charcoal or damp rid.
You don't think I'm going to find a dead rat somewhere and then have to...
Possibly, or maybe one of Prince's fans is in your wall. Like, I'm not really sure how deep this goes.
It's not loud. It's just stinky. Mm-hmm. It's not... No noise, just smell. I'd rather noise.
Okay.
Noise is signs of life. Smell is signs of death.
Right.
We had
the other thing you could do is go down there and drop a deuce right in the middle, because evidently poop smells cover all. So you could make it worse to make it better, right?
Should I do that in the lobby?
And it's like those people that say your arm hurts, so they slap you in the face and they go, "No, you're not thinking about your arm." Yeah, I don't recommend any of this stuff. I'm just telling you.
Tell me more about those people. Do you have friends
I don't
like that?
them.
Okay.
No, I don't like them.
Like
I don't like them. I don't want them. I don't.
Horrible.
I had a friend say to another friend out loud, "I don't like you." And it was not in a joke.
What?
It just popped out. Oh, they were arguing back and forth about tile, and it was just going on, and it was going on, and it actually got like serious. You know how things that mean nothing? And all of a sudden it became, "I don't like you, and I'm not doing that." I was like, I'm going to exit. I'm not involved in this anymore. It all worked out in the end.
Both of them?
Yes. This is what happens.
I don't like you in an argument about tile. Like I told you, I do have decision fatigue. I'm having a lot of trouble. We might be closing on Wednesday. Here we go again.
I was going to ask you, but I also thought she'll bring it up. How's that alcoholism going? I don't want to keep bringing up the thing you don't want to talk about.
Are you pregnant yet? I don't have trash cans for the bathrooms. I don't have shampoo. Like I need a Target run to fill bathrooms with just basic necessities. Hand soap.
I super love your neuroses. They're just a delight. The fact that is even on the list is so charming. Oh my God, you're a joy.
What do you mean?
Like a sprinkled cookie.
Who
the fuck cares about shampoo and trash cans? I love it. You're trying to build a house from the earth. You're trying to write all the bank numbers down, and your answer is, "Oh my God, there's soap from the trash cans."
I've got to make it a house. I've got to make it a home.
These things will arrive.
I don't need tchotchkes right now, but if you're in there helping us move and you need to take a deuce in the lobby bathroom, you better fucking wash your hands and have towels in there to clean yourself.
But not with shampoo and a trash can. Here's my point to you. Here's what I heard when you said that, okay? Just to show how different we are.
Oh,
it's different. Like you saying, "We close on Wednesday, and I don't have any ketchup or mustard. I don't have any.
I need to get mayo and ketchup,
I have to go to Target
to
have ketchup and mustard in the refrigerator that's not plugged in for people who aren't eating there. That's first.
Maybe you don't realize that we close hopefully on Wednesday, and my son is coming to spend spring break there starting Saturday.
Exactly why Edgar was referenced. He said, "That's what happened. I was talking about the beach house and how excited." And he said, "Well, what is there? A lot of pressure to get it done before Edgar comes home for spring break? What the fuck's his name?" And I stopped listening because I was laughing too hard.
I love Edgar.
You are going to get it done in time for Edgar's spring break. And all of his friends, Tam, Zing, and Popo.
Just one friend. He's bringing one friend with him. But I have to, if we don't have landscaping, I have to board the dogs. I don't want to board them. We got a place there so they could go and let their poodle flag fly.
Well, why are you boarding them? Because of the friend? Or because the house is not going to be ready?
There's so much to do, and we're getting deliveries. The doors will be open. The backyard's mud right now instead of the landscaping there. Yeah.
I would say have someone come stay in your house, but I'm just going to leave that right there.
I still have I still have a kid who's living here. She still has to go to school and go to work, and she'll be here, but she's not home enough to take care of the dogs. She's not home.
What? How much care do they need? They go to the Tinkapoops in the morning. They go to Tinkapoops in the evening, and they have a meal. She can't.
No.
She can't.
My kids are useless when it comes to my canines. They are a full-time job for me. Our kids do nothing to help. They'll scratch an ear here or there. They'll throw a toy, and then they'll say, ew, get off me. They don't. It's not their labor of love. It's mine.
Okay. All right. I'm going to stay out of it. I have massive, massive red flag questions, but I'm going to stay out of it. It's fine. It's no problem. I endorse your life choices.
You sent me a picture of you going to the theater. Where was that? What'd you do? Where'd you go? What'd you see?
Oh, my God. I have the best theater story for you ever. So, we have a new biggie theater in town.
That went right up. You sold, you bought, and then it closed down.
And then it was
and we're back
for 2.5 years. So they're back, and it's the kind that's large enough to accommodate the traveling Broadway series, right? So it's sort of a regional draw. And it took a long time to get this because there is one an hour away that's a regional draw, and people were like, well, it's not big enough to have two in that close a span. Guess what it is? So the scheduled show was The Lion King, which I had not seen, but I've been excited to see it because I know that the sets were going to be spectacular.
Delightful,
it's fun.
Yeah.
And, who cares? I'm happy. Let's go. My husband ended up going to a surprise sports event. So he said, I'm not going to go. So I invited my friend to go with me. So I still went. I didn't go to the sports event. I went to the theater.
Surprise sports event. That's what got me.
We got into the state championships, blah, blah, blah. It's not even my kids playing. He was just it's basketball. Okay. Yeah, so he was just excited, and it's an hour and a half away, and it was near a barbecue place. It turned into a whole thing. He went with a whole bunch of guys, so it was that sort of a thing.
Cute.
And I'm like, pass. So we go. We have a little yabba dabba 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 dinner, which is nice, and then we get over there, and we're sitting there giggly, and it's all fun, and we're getting ready, and we just can't help ourselves. We're really talky people, and this one in particular, it's like being out with the fucking mayor. She knows everybody and also doesn't know anybody. So she constantly is getting in these situations where I'm sure the person she's talking to has donated or coordinated the transfer of like $500,000 to her nonprofit. And so she's having this really deep connected conversation, but she don't know who the fuck they are.
No.
So I'm standing there. Right. So I do the thing. More than once, I would say, I'm Amy, and then shake the hand. And the guy would go, hi, Amy. And I'm like, you douche.
I'm so-and-so from so-and-so.
And then wife goes, hi, Amy. And I said, okay. So I just took out my phone with my boo-boo finger and tried to I think it's great to know these high rollers, but I also kind of could fucking care. So we're chatty. We go, finally, we sit down in the seats, and there are these two people right next to us. God bless them. They're young.
Oh, God bless them.
They're white. They're young. They're normal. They don't look weird.
They're white. They're young.
Well, I'm just describing them to you. Okay. So they're both wearing Lion King sweatshirts. They have
That's a lot right there.
From the fucking store.
These are Disney people. These are Disney adults.
They look, outside of the wardrobe options and the props, they look like normal-ish people, like they weren't weird. They're there. They're doing it, okay? Right? Sitting there with a Lion King sweatshirt, Lion King tour book. Like, they bought a lot. They didn't just buy the sweatshirt. Like, I wouldn't have surprised me. I didn't look that hard. Wouldn't have surprised me if there was like a stuffy there because they were selling Lion King stuffed animals. There was a lot of this shit going on.
They drank all the Kool-Aid.
So, you bump and you jostle people and you're trying to sit down and, okay, what are we going to do? And, oh, hey. And I don't know why I did this, but as I was leaning in, I was like, hey, hi. I just said hi to him when I sat down because I was already in that, hey, hi, I'm with the mayor. Hey, ho, hey, hi. So I sit down and he said, hi. And I said, oh, okay, And then he looks over kind of quiet and he goes, may I ask you a question? And I'm like, here we go. I'm like, sure. What's up? And he goes, do you think it would be okay for us to take pictures at this performance? Or I've never been to the theater before, so I don't know if that's allowed.
During the show?
Been
no.
Before.
When did you get out of the bunker?
I swear.
Did you ask Kimmy Schmidt next to you when she got out of the bunker?
We made them our project. I felt like Elle on Clueless. They were our project for the night. So my mayor friend says, I got you. We made them stand up and position them. So the theater was packed. It was packed. We had them stand up in such a way where you could see the whole back of the theater behind them with all the people, took all their pictures, wearing their thing, made them pose a couple of times.
Cher wouldn't have done that. Cher wouldn't have done that. She would have just made sure they looked pretty.
Explain to them it's not common that you're able to take pictures, but they also usually give instructions before the show begins. So they'll tell us specifically what we can and can't do. And where are you guys from town?
A bunker?
They came in from South Carolina just for this show and stayed the whole weekend. This was his first ever movie. He's been in love with this story forever. Never been in the theater before. They're married, young married couple. This was like going to the big city. And I don't live in a city. So it was hilarious and also just so fucking charming. And honestly, truly delightful to see people step way out of their fucking comfort zone and go and grab any kind of a ring. Maybe it's plastic, not yet the brass one, but they're going to get it, having fun, making a plan, driving in a car for 3.5 hours.
I want to know everything about them because I have nothing in common with a human who's never been to the theater.
Thank you. And I got the impression it was ever any performance of any size. It's almost how it felt. So that's the first thing.
And they're like 20 somethings or?
I didn't look that close, but yeah, we'll go there. Yeah, young people, sure.
I'm debating, is that child abuse, not giving your kid all of the cultures?
Then after the show, no, we're keeping it light. So after the show, I cried. I was bawling my eyes out. It was spectacular.
It's a good show.
But I also feel like the second act was a total drag and they could have cut probably 26 minutes, but whatever.
People think that about our podcast too, but go ahead.
Yeah, maybe the whole thing could be cut, but also fuck you. So after the show, they were like, do you think we'll be able to meet anybody from the cast? Is there such a thing? Yeah. And they don't do stage door stuff because it's a touring company. It's a touring company.
So?
They're here. They're fucking tired. They're here. They got to be back on tomorrow and then they're on a bus or whatever the fuck they're on. So they don't do anything like that. And I said, but you know what? Let's ask the ushers anyway. Let's see what we can do. So we're asking and trying. The answer still no, blah, blah. So we said, okay, well, let's sneak you into the VIP area so we can get your picture in VIP. And then let's put you in, they do a backdrop banner if you want to get like the paparazzi thing. So we took them outside, got a picture of them outside. I mean, we stayed after the show for like 30 minutes taking pictures of these people. It was very cute. Super cute. God bless them. Can you imagine?
No.
Never before. And it made the experience so much more exciting and charming for me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because just to have this virgin right next to me, it reminds you how special and weird
and magical
exotic
theater is. Yeah.
And magical it is for this odd emotional pantomime to just get right into your soul and stay there forever. I love it.
It was a great show, too. The way they do it is spectacular. I have that same feeling about when you go to a movie or a show or something with somebody who's negative. It absolutely ruins that show for you. They absolutely screw up all of the joy that you would have had and the magic. But going with somebody who is so wide-eyed and just tell me all about this. I know nothing. It's like introducing your kids to things when they're babies.
Energy matters. Energy matters. I'm here to tell you that energy is important. And just that little bit of we're scared, but we're doing it anyway. It's COVID, but we're driving anyway. We're going to do it. It just, I don't know. It just felt bright and fun and like there was possibility again. It's hilarious. I was watching Saturday Night Live this week. I don't know if you watched it this week. It was very much that same way. They did a skit where COVID, actually, there's a new strain of COVID, and it makes you hot with really long hair. and it makes you cool.
Everybody come out. Let's
it brings you sandwiches. It's like a party.
Ooh, it brings you sandwiches. You found a line that got me.
Oh, it's a good time.
Why do you think you invented the blowjob?
I wish that I could remember. We were at the theater. We were at the theater.
All right.
We were at the theater last night.
Let's pivot.
And somebody said something like, I always sneak in a blowjob. There's another title for this show. So somebody said something I'm trying to even remember what context it was. You did it in this show. And the first thing I thought of was, we're giving out blowjobs. Like I always say, like, let me drive the boat. That's the thing I'm going to do, right? I'm going to say it. So at some point, somebody was serving up a situation where there had to be an incentive. And they said, like, VIP passes. And I simultaneously said, blowjobs. Like, it was just one of these things. And so then later, it popped out of my mouth where it's like, I love that we invented the blowjob as something that you were going to bring to this table. But then it started to feel like this should be the first line on your business card. We invented the blowjob. That's pretty good.
Well, that would get my attention.
And
I would scan that QR code. That's one that that's one that I would eagerly follow up just because I need more information. I mean, a job's a job, right?
Oh,
hand, blow, whatever.
Skilled labor.
Foot job.
Skilled labor. Technically, feet. Yep. Okay. I got it.
I know you do.
Amy. Yes, ma'am.
I'm turning 50 this summer.
Are you really?
Welcome
to the club.
I thought I would just shout that out. And
okay, great.
With turning 50,
yeah,
I have to see every doctor. I found a spot on my body today that I was like, is that chocolate dirt or cancer? It's one of the three because it's black and it's not. It's not a
big swing. That's a big swing.
I have to make an appointment on Monday to see the dermatologist for a full scan. Is there anything you're worried about? Normally I say cancer in general.
How long do you have?
But now I'm like, this spot, that spot, this spot, that spot, this spot, that spot. I got a letter from the GYN. I was going to say OB, but nobody's catching anything anymore. The GYN saying, it's been a while. I put it to music. It's been a while. I'm like,
that's right.
Since you looked in your vagina.
Hello?
Yes, that's absolutely. We like to inspect your vulva. Can you come in on?
Yes.
So that's one. That's two doctors. I need to see a chiropractor. That's like a first visit. All of my visits are first visits at this point.
I just cannot believe the entire beer conversation after après theater last night was about gynecologists and chiropractors. Why
was it really?
Yes, and I'm thinking, I'm sad. Can we not talk about something else? We were talking about what's the habit of your gynecologist before they get in there to do the deed. Do they give you a light tap coming in touch? Do they say
the thigh touch? You mean like one hand on the thigh and then?
That's what she said. So our one friend said there's a gentle kind of thigh tap, and then I'm like, I don't think I get the thigh tap. I don't get the thigh tap.
My husband at his job used to have to do pelvics occasionally, and he says he talks through the whole thing. You're gonna feel now you're going to, and the talk. I'm like, I would have slammed my knees together so hard you would be deaf, and maybe playing piano better than most. Who the fuck knows? But I would not tolerate all of that chatter. Get the fuck in there, find what you gotta find, and get the fuck out. This is not a now you're gonna feel it's
all
going
I
to
wanted
be
my
cold.
car keys back. Go in and pull them out. We're done.
Get the watch that my OB left
Johnny
in there.
Bench?
Yes.
Thank you.
That is it. Why are you so fucking chatty? This person, I just want to let you know, at the other end of this table, has never been more vulnerable, okay? And your constant chatter is not the comfort you feel it to be. Shut the fuck up. Do a check for the car keys and get out.
Is it better, though, to hear fucking nothing?
Yeah, go in there, get what you have to get, check, smear what you have to smear, find, leave, drop a bomb, put in an IUD, do whatever the fuck your job is. Do not converse with me. It's awkward enough having the conversation with you before you go in and after you go in. I do not need to plot one for while you're in there.
Yeah, but do you have like a dude? You don't have like a dude.
I have, but I do not now. Currently. That's not the one with whom I'm making an appointment.
I feel like that would be, why would you choose this?
I once had, so I've had some bad pregnancies. I've discussed them here before. I once had an OB, a guy. My husband came with me for this transvaginal ultrasound, right? So they have a wand that looks like what it sounds like. It's a wand.
Right. No, I've had those. Yeah, I've had those. Yep.
He put an entire baseball size glob of lube on top of the wand, right? So he's going to go in and check out this pregnancy, I think, with this wand and this clear baseball on top, and he's still talking to us, and he's emphatically gesturing with his hands, holding the wand with the lube on top. And I am following the lube like you follow that long ash on the end of
so
great
gross.
grandma's cigarette.
That's so
with the
gross.
ashtray. I'm like, are you gonna use that? Can we talk about this later?
Let's cut to when you into my little private.
Like you two, because he wasn't talking to me. Because when there's a man in the room, a man talks to a man, and if there's
greetings, sperm,
right?
I acknowledge you,
sperm to sperm. And if there's a doctor in the room, the doctor talks to another doctor, and the woman.
Let me share with you how I'm about to violate this private pocket. Here we go.
Of your wife,
yeah.
Right? With this enormous thing of lube, and I'm like, that lube's gonna fall. There's no way.
It's like a single side of a flat iron. Yes, and they covered up with basically spoogie style mayonnaise. It's not nice. Yeah.
So I was waiting for the wand. Again, this is not the time. Should be a course they teach you in school. This is not the time to walk me through. You're going to feel warmth on the inside. I'm putting my hand. This is my hand. You are going to feel this might be. Shut the fuck up. What am I, 7?
Wow.
Get in there, do the work, get the fuck out, and then I'll joke with you because that's what I do when I'm nervous. Get excited. I've got shtick for you. But until then, do your job and I'll do my job. My job is to.
I don't get any of this chatter. I don't get any of this
really
gentle tip toe through the thigh bones. No, I sometimes
yeah.
I'll get a courtesy cold hands and then it's over. They're in.
Warm heart.
We're doing it. It's
Can't
happening.
lose.
Clear. I mean, it's like wow.
Here comes the wand. Clear.
One time I got a grunt, which I didn't appreciate, and that I tell people about it. It's too much shame. I feel like maybe it was some sort of a commentary on the status of grooming. I don't know what was going on. Hopefully she was clearing her throat, but she was beginning the whole thing, and she went,
I once got that.
and then got started.
Right.
And I was like, what's that? What does that mean? What happened?
How hard are
what
you
do
working
see?
down there? Do you need
I
help?
don't need your judgment now. Just get in there and fix it. What's the matter?
Dentist, OB, don't need judgment. I don't need judgment from these people.
No. I don't know what to say, but no courtesy tap, no lingering, foreplay. It's just, let's get this shit started.
Do it.
It's like
finish.
a fast food joint.
I promise I'll give you a tight 7 minutes that will make you laugh until you wet your pants. If you do the right thing by me, get in, check, smear, do what you got to do, get the fuck out. Which, by the way, that appointment's going to lead to a mammogram, which is them referring to themselves.
Speaking of the butthole, I don't feel like I've had a violation in that way.
Speaking of the butthole?
1,000 years ago, didn't they check it once? I've never
the biannual exam.
But they don't check it anymore. I haven't had that checked. I got to do a colonoscopy. I got to meet with the clown on Monday. So, and I'm so pissed off about this. You don't even get to have. It's bad enough that you have to fucking do it. You have to pay for 2 visits. The first visit is to see if I'm quote a candidate. What are you going to do?
Everybody over
look at me and
50
see
is
if my butt is too large. Why do you have to look at me physically? I'm not interested. The man's name is Dr. Hung. I started laughing so hard.
That's awesome.
I laughed and laughed and laughed and laughed. And the woman on the other line acted like nobody had lost their mind laughing at his fucking name. I said, "Are you kidding me?
That's
awesome. Is that really his name?" And she was like, "Yes." Like she had never heard somebody laugh before.
Dr. Well Hung. Dr.
How do you have this job?
Dr.
Isn't
Low
that why
Hung.
you took it? Yes.
Low Hung. Well Hung.
So, but they don't back to the guy. They don't check the back door anymore. Why did they check it to begin with?
They were looking
Was that
for
weird?
blood. No, they were looking for blood. They were looking for, I don't know. I've had that before. I haven't had that on the recent, but I haven't been recently
Were we
anywhere.
violated? Did they change their protocol? Their practical?
They're practical?
This is really a great podcast. What else can you tell me about inserting a digit in the bungus?
Dear listener, please write in and tell us all of your bungus stories. brilliantobservations@gmail.com. Find us on Facebook, where you will see I have entered some lyrics and you are to tell me the next line.
Oh my God. Dr. Bungus wants to know. Oh, Dr. Hung. Sorry. Paging Dr. Hung. Dr. Bungus, Dr. Hung.
Dr. Well Hung. Dr. Low Hung. I would like you to find us on Instagram at Listen Brilliant. Brilliant Observations, Brill-Ob Squad. We want your engagement. We want to be engaged to you. Let's marry. Let's marry. And until then, I have 30 seconds with Amy.
I'm going to fucking laugh in his face when I meet him for the first time. I'm just picturing it now. Okay. I'm ready. Prepare yourself. It's super awesome.
I got to give myself 30 seconds on the clock.
I'm so great. Everything I do is great.
Okay. In these 30 seconds, Amy, I want you to tell me as many types of this as you can. On your mark. Wait, I'm sorry. Our kids say, ready?
Right.
Set. Set. Again. As many types of cars. Go.
Sedan, hatchback.
Try again.
Am I supposed to do brands?
Give me brands. Try again.
Honda, Land Rover, BMW, Mercedes, Fiat, McLaren, Audi, Porsche, Mustang, Ford, GMC, Chevy, Fuego, Dodge Dart, Dodge, Ram, Tough, Truck,
Okay,
School
stop.
Bus, Thomas.
Okay, stop. I just assumed because of who you were, you would be on this one.
I got a lot on that one.
Yeah, but I don't think you can do Dodge Dart, Dodge Ram, Dodge. Like, that doesn't count as 3 because you said 3. Dodge is
I don't
what
like Dodges.
You got 9. I want you to know you got like 6 on the princesses last time or whatever. Mallory blew you out of the water. And I'm like, it's not really a fair
she's
fight.
She's going to Dartmouth, so fuck off. And I'm not a princess.
She's not going to Dartmouth. She didn't even apply to Dartmouth. But yes, she is closer
it's a mistake.
to the Disney days than we are. And
How do you score higher on the princess quiz and neglect to apply for Dartmouth?
I don't know.
I mean,
She's spiteful. I want you to give your husband the 30 seconds to do the same car one and see how he does.
Okay, stand by.
Oh, okay.
Stand by, please. You're going to edit this shit out because we're making this fucking
fine.
shit happen. We're getting ready to make it happen. Brian, would you join me, please? No. Please come here now. No. You're not on camera. Please come here. Please come here. We want you to take a quiz.
A 30-second quiz. 30 seconds.
I will pay you $214 to come and take this quiz.
It's only 30 seconds.
I don't welch. I will Venmo you $214 right now.
Do you owe him?
I won't. Please come here and take this quiz.
I won't.
Come on. Just come. It's an opportunity for you to show everybody that you're better than me. But you could also come and do it.
Stuart would take that opportunity in a hot second.
Where's Paulie? Is he down here? Yeah. Come here.
Boy.
Child.
Boy.
Put them on your ears so you can hear.
Hello, gorgeous.
And you're going to put your mouth pretty much right here. Lean forward.
Hi.
Scooch
How
forward,
are you?
Forward.
I'm good.
You're so cute.
You got to be right there so they can hear you.
All right.
Closer.
All right.
It's
Ready?
Closer.
I'm going to give you
Okay,
30 seconds, and you're going to name as many brands of cars that you can, okay?
Okay.
All right. You ready? Go.
Yep. BMW, Nissan, Chevy, GMC, Lexus, Honda, Toyota. I don't know any others. Ferrari, Lamborghini, Bentley. That's it. That's all I know.
I had to wait till your 30 seconds were up. Your 30 seconds are up. You got 10.
Did you win the quiz, honey?
Huh?
Did you win the quiz?
He did. You did.
I won.
Good job, honey.
How many did you get?
I think I got 6.
I got like
10.
Oh, good job, sweetheart.
He got 10.
Good job,
yeah,
honey.
he did.
He got 10?
He did well.
Aww.
And he had
Good
time
job,
to spare.
babies.
He's like, yeah, I don't know any other cars. I'm like, Hyundai, Kia. Like,
oh, yeah.
You don't know all the shitty cars.
Right.
You know all the
Right.
line cars. He's like, Ferrari, Bentley, Porsche. I'm like, oh my
Tesla.
God.
I should have just looked around and said, what do my friends drive? I wasn't using any stratagem. I was just doing
Is
it
that
on.
the plural for strategies? Stratagem.
It is now.
Strategies.
It is now.
I add jizz to the end of everything. Like
We
Stuart,
invented the strategies.
yeah, Stuart goes to take out the trash. He says, I'm taking out the garbages. I'm like, say it
Love
again.
it.
I love the jizz at the end of everything.
All the time.
Dear listener, thank you so much for tuning in, downloading, throwing us a thumbs up, 17,000 star votive candle loverness, joy. I don't even know what's coming out
That's
of my
my
mouth
favorite
now.
one. That's my favorite one. Look, if you like this, tell other people to listen to it. Take their phone from them. Go to their podcast app, find us, you got to search for it, and press play. That's all we care about. It's not about their happiness. It's about another download. So just make that happen for us,
Please realize it's not about their happiness. Write that down if it helps.
I feel like that's the show's subtitle, right? This is not about your happiness.
Thanks for listening. We love you.
Oh, more than you know. Bye.